Hey guys, I just wanted to share a couple of tips for Dillon presses that I do for myself. Makes it a little easier. But the first thing you got to do on the Dillons is you got to flip the primers over, and then you can load them up into the loading tube itself. So this makes it a little easier. Everybody has a flipping tray. They kind of go all over. The only time I ever use that is with the Remington primers, because they're loaded into the tray sideways. But as far as the CCI and the Winchester, this is the way I do it. It works out pretty good. Everything's in pretty good order when I'm done with it. So first thing I do, I just cut me a piece of paper pretty close to the size of the tray itself. I have an old tray that matches, because the CCI and the Winchester are slightly different. So I just keep an old tray of that primer around. I've tried it other ways, and if you don't do it this way, they all just flop over sideways. So you put a piece of paper in there, sandwich it, turn it over, and you gotta just do the old pull out deal like that. They all fall in. You pull it out like that, and just tap any that are up a little bit. Take your box, flip it, and just press the box out like so. Pull it out, and voila, there you go. Makes it a lot easier when I go to reload these things into the tube. They're nice and in a row. Just makes it easier. So I don't have to do the whole thing, but you get the idea. So that's tip number one. Okay, one other note about this flipping system here. Nothing more than a piece of paper, but if you've ever gotten a paper cut, you'll know what I mean. These edges are extremely sharp. You go pulling that thing out, you can slice both your fingers pretty good. So what I usually do, and people think I'm crazy, but I just take it, I sandwich it between a book like that, let it hang out just a hair, and I'll just take a piece of like 220, and I'll just lightly sand those edges down like that. Nothing crazy, but it'll be enough to break that edge so you don't slice your finger real good. So that's the other tip. Okay, we got one more here for you. This is the push rod for the Dillon primer tube, and my buddy turned me on to this idea. It's just a light plastic tube, not a whole lot of weight pushing down on the primers. It'd be nice to have a little bit more positive weight on this thing to make sure the primers go down. So this is a real expensive one here. Here we got an old reject 45 case. Just take that, slip that on, and there you go. You got a little extra weight on that rod to push the primers down. Okay, another thing I do over at the reloading press, these are old ammo trays that the ammo used to come in the boxes. I don't know if they're still around, but I still got, you know, several of them laying around. So just to make everything easier when I go for my reload, is I'll load these trays up, and then I can line up all the bullets as I'm loading. Makes it a lot easier than reaching into a bin and you know, trying to flip these things around. So this is my homemade method here. Okay, there's 50 rounds of the lead there. Sometimes I'll just flip the tray over. You got to do it quick or they'll all go all over the place. So I just take the tray and like that, done. I just have a little board here. This is an old piece of Formica, and then I can just take these right over to the press, which is right over to the corner here, and line them up right there, and then I can just grab two at a time as I'm reloading. Saves me a lot of time at the end of it. The other thing that you can do is just push these out of the way. Is I got another one loaded here. You can just get a little piece of cardboard, because I've had them fly across the table pretty good there, and just grab that, flip that over, and pull them out like that, and there you go again. So that's that. And let's see here. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. And this is my press right here. So then I'll just take my lead, pull them right over to here. Now, as I reload, I can just put these right on top of the lead. I know exactly how many count I have because there's 50 there. The other thing that is going on here, this press is so old. I bought this in the early 90s that, you know, the primer warning system is long gone. I don't even use it anymore. I just load up a box of primers, which is 100. I load two of these trays, which is 100, and then I'll load 100 at a time. I don't have to worry about running short because the bullets are going to tell me when I'm done. So that's that part of it. Okay, the other thing I don't use anymore, this is the little cup that caught all the primers at the bottom of the press here. I just leave that off. I put me a bucket right at the bottom there, and I don't have to worry about emptying out that little tray all the time. This way I know the primers are going through the machine. You hear them pop down, and so that makes it easier too. Okay, this will be the last part of this video here. This is what I jokingly call my first Frankenstein. I wanted to have some sort of case feeding for my press, but the Square Deal B can't accept it. So this made the casings a lot easier to deal with. I used to line them up on the table, and you know, you end up reaching across the table after they're all lined up. So I built this machine here, and what it is, it's just a case feeder that's, you know, that you just reach over to and you pull the case out. So that just goes up this tube here. There's a motor underneath there. That was out of my old refrigerator. That was the ice cube motor. Little micro switch there to stop it when it fills up. Nothing fancy. I'll go around to the other side of this thing now. And you can see it just has a disc in the bottom of it. It rotates around. Once the hole gets over the tube itself, it drops the casings down. Like I said, I made this a long time ago. I thought about rebuilding this thing and making it nicer, but it works so good, I just said, you know, I'm going to leave this thing alone. So let me load it up for you and let you check it out. Okay, here we go. Then I just cut a small hole in the tube there, and you can see the casings once they fill up. The micro switch is in there, and it stops the casings. Okay, let me show you how this setup works. It works pretty nicely. Like I said, this is a Square Deal B. You can't put a case feeder on it or a bullet feeder. This makes it a lot easier. Now I can just grab the case, throw it in. As you can see with the bolts lined up, it makes everything real nice. I grab two at a time, primer's in.